Hello people, I'm Jaby Koay, joined by Natasha Martinez. We're looking at Khandaani Shafakhana. This particular trailer is called BAAT TOH KARO. I hope I'm interpreting this situation correctly. Okay, so the names at the top here say Sonakshi, Varun, Badshah, and Prakash. This comes out August 2nd. So
coming up?
Yep, here we go. Let's check this out.
All right.
1 सितंबर 25 मिनट 27 सेकंड 2 सितंबर 25 मिनट 28 सेकंड 4 सितंबर से लेकर 13 सितंबर
नाराजते चल रहे थे ना जी। वो क्या है ना, मामा जी डेली रिपोर्ट बनवाते थे। टाइमिंग की कितनी देर लगी फारिग होने में।
Bring that back.
आप क्लिनिक में कब आए कब गए इसकी सारी रिपोर्ट मैंने से ली। चंडीगढ़ पीछे सारा।
You liking the music?
Oh yeah.
ये क्लिनिक चलो 6 महीने तक कोई आशीर्वाद देके जाते, कोई चिल्ला कोई दी इकलौता पेशेंट जो अच्छी फीस दे सकता है उसकी दवाई नहीं छोड़ गए।
I wonder what his medicine is. Is Viagra?
शरीफ घर की लड़की हो तो कैसे कामों में पड़ रही हो? तो यार बगैर डिग्री के खानदानी शफाखाना चलाती थी ये। तुम्हारे एक झूठ ने शफाखाने को डुबो दिया।
दवाई का क्या है जी? मामा जी दे या मैं, इलाज तो रब नहीं करना।
That's super awkward.
Yeah.
Like whenever I clap in a movie theater, I always hope that people will join in.
And sometimes they don't. You're like, oops.
गुप्त गया।
बात तो करो। तू मुझे भूत की तरह क्यों घूर रही है?
बस देख रही थी ना।
ना मैं कोई फुंसी हूँ जो मुझे इतने ध्यान से देख रही है।
That's so funny.
Okay, so do you get the story?
Roughly.
Okay, tell me what you think the story is, and then we'll proceed from there.
Okay, so it seems like this woman is now running this, what I assume to be sex clinic.
Yes. What gave
And
you
her-
that idea? I'm just kidding. I assume it's a sex clinic. I assume she's also a woman.
Just putting context clues together, right?
I assume there's a court situation.
Yeah, and but then she's like talking about how sex is a taboo, but people aren't paying her.
Right.
They're paying her with peanuts and butter.
So one of the things you had mentioned, and the other reaction we did earlier, was how when you watch movies with your mom, she'll still cover your eyes if
Yeah.
there are like saucy scenes.
Saucy. Yeah.
That show up. Where does that come from? The fact that she's very conservative.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, which I can, trust me, relate.
Right.
So,
Exactly. And so what you're dealing with is a society of your moms. Right? And everyone's like, what are you doing? That's not cool. You come from a respectable family.
yes.
Stop this nonsense.
Yeah. And she's like, no.
Yeah. What's the big deal? In its own way, it's a very harrowing story. It's like, first off, societies are already working against you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the perception I'm getting from this. So she's got that, and she's trying to be at the forefront, spearhead a sex clinic, which it's like, that's...
Totally unspeakable, probably.
I have a friend in India who I recommended to get checked out. It made her very, very anxious. I mean, I don't know what part of India, I don't want to say because I don't want to give her identity away, but like it just made her super uncomfortable. This notion of like going and getting, she's like, I'm fine. I'm like, you don't know you're fine.
Yeah, you have to go.
Until you've gotten checked out. You have no idea. Like women's stuff is so much more complicated than a guy.
It's true.
Is what I understand. Because when I've gotten checked out, I just want to have another set of eyes.
Yeah.
I went to Planned Parenthood, which is so sexist, by the way, because they favor women over there way more than dudes. I'm like, I just want to know
I
that I'm
think
all
you're
right.
the first guy that I've met that said that they've gone to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, see? They treat me like dog shit when I go in there, but I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm good. Like, you sit over there for 4 hours. I'm like, thanks. That's just great. That's why I don't go there anymore. I have an actual doctor now. But
That's
anyway,
good.
what I'm trying to get at is I went in there and they're like, do you see anything on your body? I'm like, no. They're like, then you're fine. I'm like, but they're like, you're fine. Leave. You don't need to be here. Whereas with a girl, you got to get a pap smear. You
Yeah,
gotta go
there's
this
a
and
lot
that. It's
more
like,
going on.
Put the glove on and like this inside. It's like Not to be graphic or anything.
But it is how it is.
yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess she's leading the forefront, being like, listen, this is important. People, stop holding on to your prejudices and shaming everyone.
Yeah, your archaic
And just
notions.
go. Make sure you're all good.
Yeah, let go of the yesterday philosophy and embrace today.
It looked really funny though. Like I was laughing a lot.
Well, I think you have to introduce this in a comedic fashion in order to get the message across. I think comedy wins over drama,
Totally.
generally speaking. I mean, in India, it's debatable because you've got dramas that do exceedingly well, way more than a number of comedies, in a number of areas. So it depends. But like, I think comedy in general is more accessible for a lot of people, and it makes it easier.
Yeah, and especially for, I think, like a subject like this, to where people might still be like, ugh, like, what are they talking about? And it's like, this kind of breaks the ice a little bit, and
Right.
it just makes people laugh, and it's more personable, you relate more. So I thought it was great.
I like the message behind the movie in general. I think women have an easier time talking about. I don't know. I want to hear from you guys in the comments because this is really confusing to me. Because if you're dealing with a conservative area, even with that, I feel like women are generally more comfortable talking about their bodies with each other, whereas guys are like, I'm fine. Let's go get a beer.
I need nothing.
I need some meat.
That's what she said.
Here you got guys who are like dealing with stuff. I don't even know what his in the car he was crying about something. I'm like, what
I couldn't tell what he was crying about.
It must have been Viagra. I can't think of anything else that would be that important that he would cry about it. Because if you're this established musician of some kind and you're constantly like busy,
The hand motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to take Viagra.
I guess.
That would be probably...
It's constant drinking, drugs, no sleep, lots of coke, whatever. Like, you need something to stimulate you.
Just winning with the hand motions.
Yeah,
over
just
here.
to help the situation.
And he was sad about it.
Yeah, he was very sad. He was very upset.
Crying,
And
yeah.
and
she was just looking at him like...
confused. Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you want from me?
Get it together!
Yeah. What would you do if you had a sex clinic? I mean, if
I had a sex
okay,
clinic?
well, let's be more specific. In an area that with a bunch of people that is like your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like,
Just,
would you?
just imagining that makes me very nervous. I mean, I think I would just approach it like as if I was talking to myself, as like a kid growing up and being like, it's okay. Like all this shame that's been put around like sex and boys and girls together. Like, you're not supposed to be together. Like just talking to people and being like, listen, it's time to let go. It's time to stop pretending like this has never been happening since the beginning of time. And let's just be like safe about it. I mean, I would probably try and do what she's doing. Like just go for it, right? Someone has to do it.
And what do you do when they're hurling eggs and toilet paper at your clinic? I mean, they didn't show that in the trailer, but I would imagine that's what the court stuff is all about, is like trying to take her down because she's making everybody uncomfortable with her
I think you gotta,
brazen ways.
Yeah, I think you gotta do
know?
what you gotta do. And I think it's kind of parallel to what's happening like here in America and what people are trying to do with making abortion illegal and all these different things and kind of taking away like women's rights to have a choice. You have to keep the fight going because it's gonna happen anyways and it'll probably happen in an unsafe way. There has to be someone who's gonna take up that torch and be like, okay, we're gonna help someone who really needs it, you know? And I think like when all of that stuff was going on, like we all know someone who is afraid to reach out or afraid to do something or they're at a tough decision and you need someone who's gonna be there for them. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. If I was in that position, people hurling eggs at me, I'd find another place.
Yeah. What you're talking about is what Revolutionary Road was all about. I mean, in the end, anyway, because you had Kate Winslet.
Yeah,
And
and Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo.
And-
on a first name basis.
Not to ruin the whole movie, but we're on a first
I'm
I
just kidding.
caught
I
that.
wish.
I'm like in my mode. It's like, we're just making jokes over here. Hi, I'm Natasha. How's it going?
My stand-up special comes out. No,
yeah.
I was kidding.
No, but in Revolutionary Road, like, she wanted an abortion, and there was no means of going about doing it, so she just did it herself, and it was a disaster to say the least. And,
So painful,
And that's
yeah.
and I think that was a thing that happened a lot until it became legal to do. If you try to make it illegal, all you're doing is making it unsafe for people.
Exactly.
And so when you try to suppress information, medicine, whatever it is, connected to sexual stuff, you're making the world less safe, ultimately. And that's something, honestly, that I had to sort of wrap my head around growing up because I grew up Catholic.
Okay,
You know, it's a little bit difficult.
It is, yeah.
Dealing with that, especially because it's the very core of your being.
It's like when you've grown up and that's all you know, it really is a part of your identity. Like to this day, like I still identify to a lot of things that I was like growing up with because I don't know anything else, right? You know, you grow up kind of with these ideas. Like I even went to a pro-life march back when I was younger because my friend's mom took me and my friend. And
so you didn't go voluntarily, though?
No. My friend was like, you want to come to San Francisco with my mom and I? She's going to do this like march. And I was like, sure, I'll go to San Fran. Like I had no idea what was going on. I was probably like 9 or something. I didn't know what was happening. And so we go and we're doing it and I'm just like, yay, like babies. But then I saw the protesters and they literally had hangers and signs that they're just yelling at the crowd. And at the time, I didn't understand. Yeah. Like, I just saw them, and I was like, well, what's going on? Because that was the first time I'd even known about the other side. And now that I'm older, obviously, and a mature woman, you know, it doesn't matter what...
Mostly, anyway.
Mostly. Here I'm cracking jokes about knowing Leo by his first name. You know, now that I'm older and I see everything from a different perspective, it doesn't matter what my beliefs are because I shouldn't put that on anyone else. Yeah. Let's just keep everyone safe. Yeah. And people are going to do what they want to do. And that's why places like sex clinics should be free and open and healthcare and all that different things, you know, because you never know until you're in someone else's shoes.
Shame on whoever your friend's mom. That's a terrible thing to do.
I mean, I love her, and, you know, they come from that generation, that Catholic generation.
You don't bring a 9-year-old to a political situation. And
I had no idea.
You're in the streets going, save the babies!
I had no idea.
I am Natasha Martinez. I know Leonardo DiCaprio. Save the babies.
Exactly. So, it was a life experience.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Check out Natasha on the social media. She's got an Instagram account that is very Instagram worthy.
Definitely.
Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out, that's a weird phrase. Hit the bell icon if you haven't done that, and so you get notified every time we drop another video. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, interviews. I'm Jaby Koay.
I'm Natasha Martinez.
Peace out.